Hi, it's Lee Watts, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me today. Hopefully, you have subscribed. Make sure you click on the subscribe button below. I would love for you to know every single time I post something on my YouTube channel. And if you're not following me on my social media platforms, I've listed those below as well. So today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite topics. I say that almost every video, but I tend to talk about things that I really like. And that is emotional marketing. Yes, emotional marketing is so key. Knowing the emotion of your clients, of your customers is critical. And sometimes we overlook that. I was sitting in a meeting once where a professional executive, we were talking about emotional intelligence, and he was just like, I just don't understand how this is even important. Can't we just get to the work? And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, he's probably leaving a lot of money on the table, missing out on all kinds of work because he is not dialed into the emotions of his clients or potential clients. So we are going to talk about the importance of emotional marketing, which I just said is very important, but we're going to talk about mainly 3 ways on how you can develop emotional marketing for your strategies. So, emotional marketing is really important, mainly because people buy why you do something and not necessarily what you do. So they want to know the emotion, they want to know the person behind it, they want to know the why behind it, and people ultimately buy people. People are buying relationships. They want to feel connected to you. They want to know that you understand them. They are often buying into a relationship. So, unless you are selling something absolutely necessary where people cannot get it from anywhere else, you have got to know the emotions of your clients and your customers. And I guarantee once you know this, it will help you with your marketing and your branding strategies. Number one, now don't skip over this part. Know your target audience. Know the people that you're really trying to reach and that need whatever it is that you're selling. And you know that they're willing to pay for whatever it is that you're selling. So many times we want to sell and speak to people, specifically an audience that isn't willing to buy whatever it is that we're selling. So make sure you have your target audience very clear. And when I say know them and how this contributes to emotional marketing, I mean you need to know the emotion that you're tapping into with your target audience. What is it that is keeping them up at night? What is it that triggers them to want to buy again what you're selling? What are the pain points in their life? What makes them fearful? Know the emotion of your customers and your clients on and the emotions that get them from point A to point B to you. Okay? So know the emotions that they're dealing with. It could be something as simple, and when I say emotions, I mean, again, the deeper needs there. It could be something as simple as they may be, I use this example a lot, they may be coming to you for tax services, but really they're very fearful of money. They're stressed out at work. They barely have time to make it to your office because they have kids and all these things going on. So when you understand that, that means you're not just selling taxes to them. You're selling clarity because they're already afraid of dealing with money. You're selling comfort. You're selling easiness. You're selling convenience because they're running around and they can barely get to your offices. There are a lot of ways that you can look at your clients when you really understand the emotions that are going on when they engage with you. So just to break that down even further, when you understand your target audience, you know, and their emotions and what their true deeper needs are, you understand more on the type of language and messaging that you need to use when you're selling your services. So there are going to be certain words that trigger that emotion, and it doesn't always have to be a happy emotion. You're ultimately, to some degree, triggering your customers, your clients to realize, I need to buy this now. This is the person, this is the service, this is the company. Let me go ahead and do this now. So find the right words that will resonate with your clients and your customers and their emotions once you really know who they are and the emotions that are going on. So that was my first point. That was a little long, but it's something that you can't skip over, and you really have to understand and know who your target audience is and what their emotion is that you're dealing with and that you're coming up against. Number 2 is be a storyteller. Yes, being a storyteller is critical. Storytelling is similar to being a good salesperson, because most really good salespeople know how to tell a really good story. And sales or stories are not meant to be long and put you to sleep, especially when you're working into your marketing, into your branding. You've got to find a way to tell your story in a concise and compelling way. And why does this help marketing? And why is this part of emotional marketing? Because emotions are always tied to a story. The way our brains work, we don't do well with just pieces of information. When we get those, we always struggle to put together a story. In a very simplistic way, I can give an example of that is even when we read things in the headlines, if there's some kind of scandal that is broken out, or a crisis that a company is going through, or pop culture crisis. When we only get pieces of that information, that's how big rumors get started, or big scandals often get started that are not necessarily true. Because when you only have pieces of something, our brain has to put a story together. So, as good marketers, as great strategists, we are going to put together the story for our customers and for our clients, so they don't have to work extra hard to do that. And part of a good story that taps into the emotional marketing piece is that every story has to have a problem that is being solved, and it has to have a hero. So you have to know the problem that you're solving and how it's going to be solved. And you have to know who the hero is. Now, most people are going to say, I'm the hero. You're thinking, I have a problem that needs to be solved. I'm the hero. I'm going to sweep in and fix all of this for my customers and clients. No, you need to make sure that your customer or your client is the hero in your story. So you have to set it up and make them feel like they are the hero for even hiring you, and that you're helping them solve their problem, and they are going to feel great at the end of the day. So make sure you are a great storyteller and you know how to execute that story when it comes to your marketing and branding for your customers and clients. And my third and final point is for emotional marketing and branding is you really have to focus on the relationship. So many of us focus on ourselves and selling ourselves and talking about ourselves. That is not what is going to help contribute to emotional marketing. You have to focus on them and the relationship that's going on, the engagement that's going on. And that's mainly if you're selling a service. Still sometimes products, depending on how big the ticket price is. But either way, stop talking about yourself so much and talk about the benefits and your client and what they're going through in the relationship. So get off of social media so much talking about yourself and who you are and what you do and my life and what I've been through and how I'm a great entrepreneur, I'm a great leader. Those things are necessary sometimes. But when it's time to take the relationship to another place, make sure that the focus is on them and you're tapping into their emotions and you're listening and validating what's happening. So those are my 3 points with emotional marketing and branding. and I have more. I could talk about emotional marketing for a long time, but I'm not going to bore you with that. But if you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave them below. I'll be sure to answer as much as I can. And I've also left below my social media and ways to contact me. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you've subscribed and you will be in touch for the next video.